Ian Patrick, FISM News. Hey, Ian.
Hey, Dan.
What's happening?
Well, first, our cameraman Tyler just reminded me I want to wish everyone a happy May 4th. For Star Wars fans, it's May the 4th be with you, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, so happy May 4th to you and to everybody else out there.
Didn't know that.
Well, I keep track of it every year.
I'm not necessarily disappointed that I didn't know it, but I didn't know it.
It's very niche sort of knowledge. Yeah, you got to be in the, yeah.
All right, I get it.
But anyways, happy May 4th to everybody. So here's what's been going on in FISM News pretty recently. Sam wrote two great articles yesterday. They're both up on the site, and I want to highlight them because they talk about some pretty important topics. Last week, Idaho, the state of Idaho, became the first state to ban critical race theory in a 28-7 vote where they passed legislation that pretty much banned it from being taught in schools. Now, for those who don't know what critical race theory is, there's a woman, Ellie Krasny of the Heritage Foundation, defines it as a theoretical framework rooted in Marxism that posits individuals as oppressed or oppressor solely based on their skin color. So the legislation from Idaho says that no person can teach or compel a student to think that any sex, race, ethnicity, religion, color, or national origin is inherently superior or inferior, or that this should be adversely treated on the basis of any of those descriptions, as I mentioned before, or that any of those descriptions are inherently responsible for actions committed in the past by other members of those descriptions. So it kind of is a very sweeping thing that says, let's not, take this stance on anything in our schools.
The thing I like most about that language that was written is compel students to think that way,
right.
and that's going to be very critical wording of that rule, because they're going to be able to, people are going to be able to say, wait a minute, you led our student to believe that, or you intentionally did anyway.
Yeah.
And so to compel thought process from the teaching and banning that really covers so many things, because you can say, well, I wasn't really teaching critical race theory. I was just saying these things and what was happening in the news, and they could go back and say, no, that is compelling students to think, so that's kind of neat.
You're exactly right. Yeah, the legislation is so big as to even suggest that people who might be sort of subvertly leading students in that direction, it bans that completely. It says, no, we're not, you're right, and we're not going to try to do that in any way. So
that's great.
Oh, yeah, and just in that sort of sense, too, others have taken similar stances. We've talked before about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. We actually have on our site, in March, he announced that the state of Florida would not be teaching critical race theory. And DeSantis himself said that teaching kids to hate their country and to hate each other is not worth 1 red cent of taxpayer money.
Go to FISM.tv/news for more.